Namaste everyone and welcome back to my channel Sapna's Yoga Diary. In this video, I'm going to share my first Vipassana retreat experience. This video will be helpful for the people who want to know what you may go through during Vipassana retreat. So yeah, without any delay, let's get started. So before I start talking about my experience, it's important for you to have a little bit of background about Vipassana. Vipassana is basically a meditation technique which was originated in India, and it's the same technique using which Siddhartha Gautam became Buddha as he attained Bodhi, enlightenment. Much before Siddhartha Gautam, it was already existing in India, but what happened? Over the period of time, people started to manipulate, modify the authentic practice, and eventually the authentic practice got lost. The same thing happened even after Gautam Buddha. He propagated the authentic practice, but eventually people started to modify the practice and the authentic practice got lost. So S.N. Goenka ji, who is basically the founder, propagator of Vipassana, and he's the person behind Vipassana retreats, he is unfortunately no more with us. He learned this technique in Burma. In Burma, there were a small group of people who were still learning and propagating this technique through Guru Shishya Parampara. So there he learned this technique, and he learned it for 14 years, and fortunately he came back to India. He came to India and he propagated this technique again through Vipassana retreats, and currently it is available in its authentic form through Vipassana retreats across the globe. So that's the background of Vipassana. So for Vipassana, Vipassana is basically a residential program. You have to go, stay there, practice it for 10 days. It's a 10 days residential program. It's basically 10 and a half days because you reach there an evening in advance. So it's a 10 days residential meditation program. Where you practice meditation every day for around 11 and a half hours. 11 and a half hours meditation every day for 10 days. Is the meditation in which you have to maintain complete silence, so you cannot talk, you don't have any access to any electronic gadgets or books, you are empty-handed. And regarding the food, they will provide you the food, they will provide you the stay, and food is available like 6:30 in the morning they will give you the breakfast, 11 o'clock they will give you the lunch, and at 5 o'clock if you are a new student, you are given snack in the evening at 5 o'clock. And after 5 o'clock, there is no dinner. If you are an old student, that means if you're going for the second time, there is no evening snack available to you. You're only given lime water at 5 o'clock. So yes, there is no dinner, but if there is, suppose if you have, even if you are an old student and if you are on medication, if you have any special requirement, if you tell them, they will arrange it for you, or whatever is possible, they will convey it to you. So that's the whole plan of Vipassana. So what happened with me when I went there for the first time? So the moment I got to know about this meditation program, residential program, I knew I had to do it. So I went for it, and I did it in Varanasi because that's where I'm from. I'm born and brought up in Varanasi, so I booked my residential program there. That was in 2018. So yeah, so I did not go through any of the students' experience because I wanted to go with an empty mind. and I had a lot of curiosity in my head that what is going to happen with me. So when I reached there, I had this curiosity, I had excitement, and at the same time I had lot of overconfidence. Yeah, I was very overconfident that this is going to be very easy for me, because at that time, of course, I was teaching yoga, my body was flexible, and I had already started to meditate on my breath. I was meditating for around 20 minutes or so that time. So I thought it is going to be easy. Oh, my body is flexible, I am a yoga teacher, I am going to easily do it. So that was in my head when I went there. The first day when it started, the first morning went very well. By the time evening, by the time it became evening, my body started giving up, especially my spine. It started to break. I felt like it can break any time. It was that painful. And second day was even worse, because what happened, one, my spine was hurting, and two, because we were not provided with dinner on the first day, I ate too much, too much of lunch. I had just too much, I overate. So what happened next day, loose motion started. So loose motion, back pain, and I had to meditate for 11 and a half hours. It was very painful, very painful. The mind was telling me that, Sapna, come on, leave it, you need medicine, you need to relax, you need to rest, this is not going to work. And I thought for a while, and then I thought, okay, I have loose motion, my back is aching badly, but I am not going to die. I'm not going to die with loose motion, I'm not going to die because of this back pain. Let me see how much it can pain. So I had that thing in my head that I am going to stay here for 10 days, and I am going to see how worse it can become, but I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to eat any medicine. I'm going to stay like this, and I'm going to see what it can, where it can take me. So with that in mind, I went for the second day. Second day, as I told you, it was loose motion, but surprisingly what happened is, when I was sitting for meditation, all 11 and a half hours, I was able to sit. Nothing happened during that time. I didn't have to rush to the toilet. But the moment meditation was getting over, and it was a break time or lunch time, whatever, I used to go to the toilet. I was rushing to the toilet. But during meditation, nothing was happening, and that was very surprising. I was able to complete the whole 11 and a half hours meditation, even the second day, with of course back pain. I did not take any support, wall support. They did give you this flexibility that if you are not able to bear back pain, you can take this support, but I did not take any support. Whatever, it was aching badly, but I was somehow able to bear it. So yeah, so that's how the second day went. Third day, I got very scared, because 2 days, after the 2 days experience, third day I was a little bit scared that okay, it's gonna pain again. But the loose motion thing, it didn't disturb me the third day. I was fine. So stomach was fine third day, because I started eating less during the lunch. So the third day, The stomach issue was fine. I did not take any medicine. Back pain was still there. The third day what happened is back pain was there, but the intensity of the pain, it decreased. So the pain was less. But what happened on the third day was I started getting burning sensation throughout my body. It felt as if my body is burning. Every part of the body is burning. I felt a lot of heat inside. And along with that, what started to happen by the evening is all the painful experiences that I have had in my past, those experiences started to come up. I started to think about all those experiences. It's not thinking, it felt as if they are coming up in front of my eyes. I'm observing all those incidents. But the difference was, I was observing those incidents as a third person. Okay, I was observing that, okay, this was happened in the past. I'm observing those incidents, and it felt like, that if I would have done this, this could have been avoided. You could actually see what you were doing at that point from the third person's view. Because what happens is, in general, when we are living our life, when we come across any experience, when we come across anything, we look at it from our angle. We use our past experiences to react over anything. So we add the filter to the incidents with using our own past experiences. We are never wrong. We don't consider ourselves wrong. We have the tendency of blaming the other person by giving some sort of justification, in any situation. So what was happening at that time when the past experience was coming up, you could actually see that, what you did and where you went wrong. I shouldn't say wrong, because there is no right or wrong, but you felt that, okay, Sapna, this you could have avoided this easily, So you start realizing the past experiences come up on your surface. You look at it, and then you start feeling, okay, you start realizing that, yes, what were you, what you did, that sort of thing. I hope I'm making sense to you. So that started to happen. Also, this happened on the third day evening, and it continued to happen on the fourth day. So third night, I could not sleep. I started to cry because, of course, I was realizing what all I did. So it was, so it was basically self-realization, not self-realization, but yes, you start to realize what you did in the past, and what could have been better, so that you don't do the same thing in future. Of course, that realization is important. So you start to realize where you went wrong in past. And then it was very difficult to digest. I went on crying. I cried the whole night, and the next day, fourth day, was again similar. It was similar, but along with, once the painful experiences went away, it got over. So it's like, accessing your local drive and observing all the garbage that you have downloaded, and then pressing shift delete, shift delete, shift delete. So it was that kind of feeling that it is coming up on the surface, you're looking at it, okay, delete, okay, delete. So it was that kind of feeling. And once all the probably all the painful experiences were over, then all the pleasant experiences were also coming up on the surface when you felt really good, you know. So all the happy memories from the past, it started to come up on the surface. Suddenly you started, it felt like you were reliving that moment, you know. And then there are people sometimes behind those happy moments, and a lot of times you don't value them. You take such people for granted. So I started to feel that you know, there were a lot of people who made me very happy, who have given me such good experiences in past, but I didn't value enough them, you know, I didn't value them enough. So I silently offered, you know, gratitude to them. I said thank you to each one of them. In fact, after Vipassana retreat got over, I personally called them also to, not stating everything, but by just telling them that yes, they mean a lot to me. Sometimes, you know, we feel a lot for somebody, but we never convey it to them. So the communication is very important. Sometimes your expression of thoughts are very important. So yeah, that also happened, and then so that was the 4th day. 5th day, what happened? I started to look forward that okay, what else I'm gonna see today. So I started to become curious, and I was like, okay, what is coming up today? What I'm going to see? What I'm going to experience? Is it going to be painful or pleasant? Whatever it is, I'm going to observe it. I'm going to see it. So so that was the feeling from the 5th day. From 5th day, I was able to focus better. The pain slowly started to subside, and slowly, you know, what happened after all those painful, pleasant past experiences, that stopped. I started to feel that I'm more in present. During the break time, you know, suddenly when I was looking around the trees, I started to observe trees more carefully. I felt I never looked at trees the way I am seeing now. Suddenly they started to look so beautiful, and the leaves started to look greener, and I went and, you know, I touched the tree, the leaves, and it felt as if I am touching a tree for the very first time. I remember watching a squirrel fight. I remember following ants, you know, so trail of ants. So I started that. I remember I was following them. So you know, so you start to enjoy those little things. You're totally in the present moment. You're doing things at present. You know, there are no thoughts. You don't want to think. There are no thoughts. You're just there, living in that environment, in that pleasant environment, and you're just being. So that started to happen from the 5th day, and it continued to happen. I actually felt that I am happy in the, you know, and happy for no reason. There is nothing to make me happy. I'm just happy. So that was the feeling. And I remember the last day, on 10th day you are allowed to talk, your mon breaks, and so yeah, you can interact with the people around you. And I felt that my lips are totally sealed. I was not able to, open my mouth, because I have maintained Mon throughout strictly. Let me tell you this, and they tell you also that if you want to have the actual experience of Vipassana, you have to keep Mon, you have to stay Mon throughout 10 days. If you don't follow this, then you may not experience the actual benefits of Vipassana. So yes, so it was very difficult to open the mouth. I actually have to apply force, to open my mouth. It was difficult, and I didn't want to do it also, because it just felt nice to stay quiet. But everyone was talking, approaching you, asking your name, so yeah, you had to talk. So yeah, I broke my silence, and on the last day, your mobile phones were also given to you, so so that you could take pictures. These are the pictures that I captured on the last day, so that I can just I can just look at them and feel happy that I went through this beautiful experience. I still remember nobody wanted to leave that campus after Vipassana. So yeah, so that was all. I would request each one of you, if you are listening to me, please do Vipassana once in your lifetime. Sooner the better, because if you go there, sooner you will get to attend more and more retreats in your life. So yes, please do this retreat. It has changed my life. I will share in a separate video that how it changed my life, because I did Vipassana 4.5 years back. How it changed my life in this 4.5 years, I'll share that with you all in a separate video. And recently I went through my second Vipassana retreat also, again from Varanasi. I'll share that too in the next video. I've already shared the campus view of a Vipassana center in Varanasi in my previous video. You can have a look. If you have not seen it, go and watch it. For now, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you so much. Namaste.